Hey,
We chillin'.
self-quarantine. Welcome on guys, it's your boy StraightUpHippo, and today we're going to go ahead and talk the next Need for Speed update. But before we go ahead and get into that, I just do want to get serious for a second, and I just want to say Corona has literally flipped the world on its head, and its face is melting. It's something which affects everyone. It affects me, it affects you, it affects like literally every single person on this planet. I'm not a health official, so I'm not going to sit here and give advice, but what I will say is please check out, the links at the top of the description for links I think that are relevant to this. Your government, guidelines and whatever your government's saying, just listen to everything because this is genuinely a group effort. In the end of the day, this Need for Speed update compared to, the global pandemic which is going on, doesn't matter. Stay safe, health comes first, wash your hands, social distancing. Keep all that in mind because it is actually a group effort. And stay positive. We like to stay positive on the channel. I've sent Gary home. Gary's usually here for my recordings, but I've told him to self-isolate. He was getting a bit of a sniffle. He's chilling at home with the sponge. Before we go ahead and get into today's video, I do quickly want to say my Twitter and my Patreon are both down in the description. I've literally just opened my Patreon. I'm working on some of the higher tier rewards. So yeah, check that out if you're interested in supporting the channel. So it would mean a lot if you could go and check out those links in the description. Moving on, let's talk about the next Need for Speed update. There's a lot of questions. There was never originally a date that was set for the next Italian Job DLC for Need for Speed Heat, but now with this whole pandemic thing happening, it literally it's all up in the air now. Are we even going to see the DLC drops? The cars that are already in game files, being the Countach and the Aventador, the Kaiser cars, which I'll put up on the screen right now, are they ever actually going to see the light of day? Is it the perfect opportunity to pull out of Heat completely given the global pandemic, or are these plans still going ahead? Your guess is as good as mine there. Like, we don't really have any word on it other than this. So they essentially released this statement, it was like a few days ago, basically saying how they're going to be sending most of their staff home, and they're going to be working from home until some point in April. They're then going to reevaluate in April, see where they are there. Basically saying they're protecting their workforce, which I think is a sensible thing to do. Most, companies now are kind of doing that, and obviously Need for Speed and Criterion, etc., they are probably going to fall under the group of people that are working from home. So if the content is just ready to go and it's ready just to put out and it's already in game files, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't make the light of day, especially because now companies are just going to be looking to operate businesses normal and just stay afloat. We've seen so many big companies in the last few days, last few weeks really suffer from this. So from EA's perspective, if they need to make money because otherwise things are just going to plummet even more, if there's DLC ready to go and they do have the capacity to release it from home, they're going to do that. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. Whether this means that Need for Speed 2021 is going to get delayed even further, who knows? Again, that's completely up in the air. Your guess is as good as mine. But I think first and foremost, what should be taken out of this is, just big up on EA for actually protecting their staff, making sure they're at home. There's, like I said, a lot of companies now are doing this. There's like a lot of my family now are working from home instead of going into the office because it is actually getting out of hand. So I think that's the first thing that we should just say, straight out of the bat, is just good that they've done it early than most other companies. I think a lot of other companies will kind of follow suit now. They've done more than the British government have before that. So yeah, good on EA for actually protecting their workforce. But what this means for the future of Need for Speed, your guess is as good as mine. I would assume the Italian Job DLC will be coming soon, just because, a lot of it's already been made. There might be a little bit of a hit to quality possibly because, they're not being able to work in an actual studio and they're having to, work from home, and they're not going to be able to, travel about and stuff to get certain things. Maybe there will be a hit to the quality of it, but I think EA, they have to release whatever they have ready now, not only for Need for Speed, but for FIFA and for Battlefield, to keep afloat and just to keep money coming through. What this means for Criterion in the next game, possibly could get delayed. The workflow might be changed a little bit for that, but I would assume they're still working to the same capacity as they were before, but just to the best of their ability at home. That's literally all I have to say on the matter. It's very, very hard to kind of say something when we don't know anything about the virus, we don't know anything about what's happening behind the scenes with EA, and to be honest, we've really got to be coming at the angle, from my perspective of, keeping people safe, and I think that's the most important thing in this. I feel like, as content creators, it's not our job to start giving advice to people and, you know, like whatever, but it's definitely our job to kind of just say, look, this is a real thing, it's bigger than gaming, and, you know, just warn people that, like, this is huge and just take precautionary measures. You know, if EA are doing it, you know, the people that make the game, it just shows the scale of this, you know, it shows like this is a global thing now. What's going to happen with not just Need for Speed, but gaming as a whole, PlayStation 5, you know, Xbox Series X, it transcends gaming. It's not even gaming, it's football, it's Euros, there's so many things that this affects. It's going to affect absolutely everyone with delays, etc. I just hope that whatever, you know, is possible for them to release over the coming, you know, few months, you know, is done accordingly. But that's all I really have to say. You know, with Need for Speed, with DLCs, don't maybe expect all of these volumes to get released unless the content is readily available for them to put out. Expect delays not only with Need for Speed, but your favorite games outside of Need for Speed, outside the racing genre, or maybe even in the racing genre, like Forza might suffer from a lot of this corona stuff as well. But remain positive. That's the main thing I want you guys to take out of this. Remain positive. We're all in the same boat, and I promise tomorrow I'll be back here with memes. So that's been it for me today. You know, like, subscribe. Again, top links in the description for Patreon and Twitter, etc. As well as some government links, so you can go ahead and check out stuff in your area regarding coronavirus. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have an awesome day, safe, and peace.